the one I want to start with, which is so big, and I think will get much bigger in the second half, is revolution. Revolution, the power shifting to the people. Now, as many of you know who follow my work, the very fact that Pluto is in Aquarius signifies that, because if we look back to historical periods, there has always been revolution of the people against top-down authority, which was considered authoritarian. So we have that already, and that's in place, and that's going to run till 2044. But what is also fascinating on top of that is I was speaking to an American astrologer a couple of weeks ago who has looked back over 3,000 years in her research, the 20 years research, and discovered that when Pluto moves what's called out of bounds, out of the normal realms of its declination, and when it moves out of bounds to the south, and as I said, this is over 3,000 years of research, there is always a shift of power to the people. So this really reinforces what I'm seeing. Now, we've seen a lot of this already. We've seen it in Serbia, Hungary, Germany, France, Netherlands, UK, America, not always on the nightly news, but there's a lot of kinetic revolution. But also I think this is going to be an energetic shift, simply a revolution of choice, of I am not going to be part of this old system. I'm going to make different choices to remove myself from this particular paradigm. And that's happening lickety split. That's happening really quickly. So it doesn't have to be literally feet on the ground on the streets. It's an increasing recognition of our energetic sovereignty. And that's because Saturn and Neptune are in Aries. And so that sense of I am running my own life, I'm in control of my own destiny, is getting stronger by the day with people. So I see the revolution in an energetic sense as well as a boots on the ground sense.
We will say that for those of you who tune into these frequencies, it is most important for you to work with your fear of revolution. For historically, your bodies and your soul memories remember times of revolution on Earth, and some of you may have been very front line in those revolutions. So there are very few on the planet who feel joy around the idea of revolution, though they do exist. They are often the freedom fighters or those who know that until the revolution happens, there cannot be a freer world. So they are desperately waiting for it. But there are most of the rest of you who recognize that revolution brings with it, in some cases, loss of life, suffering, damage, the creation of fear, the creation of fight or division, all of which are not oneness qualities. So it can be a little jarring to the part of you that wants oneness to understand that revolution is necessary. And we will tell you that, as you alluded to, Pam, the revolution does not have to look the way your memories tell you it will look. There was a time on Earth where revolution did look like taking to the streets. In this time on Earth, while that will sometimes be how it plays out, it is a revolution of technology and consciousness working in tandem that is shifting the planet. The gift of your technological communication, in particularly the last 20 to 30 years, has been that you as a people are far easier to connect with worldwide, meaning you cannot be quite so controlled in subgroups where information about other parts of the world gets edited away from you. Meaning you all have a deeper understanding of what's going on worldwide than previous generations were able to have at such speed. Now, we understand that many of you will say that this can cause a dizzying effect to you, which is true. It can make you feel a little overloaded. But the positive is you're able to reach each other, you're able to see each other, and you are no longer having gatekeepers of information between you and what is actually happening on the planet. So while we do understand that technological overwhelm needs to be managed, we also will agree with many of you that technology can be used in devious ways. For the most part, you have been in a revolution of technology and consciousness on the planet that is changing things from the inside out. So there are many of you listening to this who will not look like traditional revolutionaries, but you are revolutionary. because you are bringing the column of light onto Earth. You are running it through your own body. You are perhaps sharing it with a friend, or perhaps you are one who shares it with the world at large. And that is how you spread and fertilize consciousness on the planet. And that is a revolution. So understand the word revolution does not have one fixed definition of how it looks. And if you start to get a little panicky in yourself about the idea of what you are imagining, we would ask you to calm yourself and say, where is this vision or idea coming from? And some of you who are intuitive will say, well, this is my intuition and this is the image I just got from the future. And we say, how do you know you're not seeing the past? You see, the past and the future collide. You live in a circular universe where time is concerned. So sometimes those of you who think you are having very definite visions about the future, you will only know that's true if and when it happens. In other cases, what is most important for you with any vision or experience on Earth is to ask yourself, how am I processing this? And am I happy with how I'm processing it? And if you aren't, so for example, if a vision of revolution is causing you fear, sit with the fear. If you need to journal to try and understand what is going on, do so. Maybe it is a past life you are remembering. Maybe it is a worst case fear scenario that you are processing. But ask yourself, in this moment, am I in an obvious revolution that looks like this vision? And if the answer is no, then know that you are working with potential energetics, not actualities. So this is very important. And that is the piece we would share. That all of you need to check your emotional reactions to these potential realities. And that is maturity too, where future visions come in. We have explained this many times, but a future timeline is a future possibility. And there are strong possibilities, some that can be almost certain. But every timeline moves as humans do, as consciousness does, and as those creating reality do. So understand that nothing is set in stone in the future that you should spend a lot of time being worried about today. Instead, recognize that the idea of the future has put you into a fear spin, which means something else could do that too. So this is a good opportunity for you to work on your fear spin, to let it go. That is part of your healing.
London, are you ready for energy mastery? Who here likes the idea of a little bit of gentleness after the last few months? Yeah, me too.
Embrace your power and transform your life over a weekend of cosmic connection and soul expansion with Lee Harris.
When you come together with a focused intent to increase your energy mastery, and you do that with a group of people, incredible amplification happens. Think about how many of you, as you get older, marvel at how fast time is moving. Seize the limits of linear time to motivate you to live.
Join us for channeled wisdom, grounded teaching, soul-infused music with Devor Bozique, community participation, and connection.
Like hit my soul in a level of like, wow, these are the things that I know, I'm thinking, I'm feeling, and how is somebody who I've never met speaking so much wisdom and truth?
I just saw people, you know, their shoulders back, the light in their eyes, and the glow around their being. And I felt the same way. It's beautiful to witness.
Step into your energy mastery to reset and reconnect.
You are allowed. Create, creator, create. You never know who's going to show up. You never know what's going to be asked. You never know what's going to be focused in the room. It's the beauty of being live with each other that is its own co-creative mystery.
Energy Mastery with Lee Harris, September 13th and 14th in London.
Thank you so much for being here.
Limited seating. Reserve now.